Well, look, there was a story in the New York Post just yesterday where a man was alerted on his phone that someone was actually in his apartment while he was away, of course. And by using an app called Canary that was synced to a camera that was inside his apartment, he was able to see in real time two burglars roaming through his apartment. So he picked up the phone, he called 911. A little technology to sort through to figure out how this is all happening, and if it's something you can use. Kurt, the cyber guy, is here with us to help us sort this out. Why is this story blowing up?
Hey, this story is really blowing up because crime is up in the country, period. 52% higher crime in Chicago, 31% in New York City.
Really?
That's where Danny was, where this happened. And he is using this app along with a device. It's $200 called Canary. And he was notified on his phone, and this is a video that he saw when he looked at his phone.
Okay, Danny Wheeler is the guy. Let's take a look.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Can you imagine? Oh my God. Man.
Gotta look at his face.
Oh, what a night.
Yeah.
Oh God, look at his face.
Look, so, now this sends a
Wow.
wow.
Imagine that in your apartment.
We got a clear look at his face.
Not only that, but wow.
Right?
Yeah, that's scary. Is that being...
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
You're getting that on your phone, you're not home, and you see these people in your house?
So
Right.
what did he do right after that?
We'll get a chance to speak with him about it.
Yeah.
okay.
We do have them, but you know something, just the basics of this. This is a $200 object. You do not need a rocket science degree. You simply plug this item in. It's called Canary. This is a crowd-funded item that came out of people just having an idea for this that launched recently. You plug this in at home, you have Wi-Fi, it'll signal your phone when you're not home, letting you know that it's sensing activity around it. Then you'll see a 147-degree wide-angle camera lens that it's got built in, sending you in real time the video that's going on in your home. So this has a lot of applications, not just catching a crook, but it can do a lot of things. And it also can let you listen. I don't know if you heard,
yeah.
we were able to hear those crooks in there that, you know, if anybody, they're still on the loose. They think they've got good leads on them.
Well, they put it on their face, but you know, we do have Danny on Skype.
Yeah.
We do. So Danny, are you there?
Hi. Yes, I'm here. How are you
Hi.
doing?
There you
Yeah,
are,
you
Danny
are.
Wheeler. All right. Well, first of all, I can't imagine what you must have been feeling when you saw that. What was going through your mind when you saw your phone go off and you see these people in your house?
Absolute outrage. Just the feeling of being at work. I was doing what I normally do, getting ready to get on a call, and I get an alert on my phone and look down and open up the alert, and there's somebody in my apartment, rummaging through my stuff. I've never been through anything like this, and was just absolutely overcome with just blood-boiling anger.
What?
What did you do?
What
did you do next?
What'd you do? Did you call the police right away?
Yes, the first thing I did was call the police, and from there I sounded the alarm on the app. A little bit later on in the video, you could hear like the alarm go off and all the stuff like that. But I got lucky. There was actually a neighbor of mine downstairs, Seamus, looked up and saw him and said, "Hey, what are you doing up there?" And that's what scared the guys off. I think you can see in the video, the guys kind of looked down and realized they kind of been made and started running away.
Did they take anything then? Did they steal anything from you?
They didn't get away with much. It's actually pretty funny. You would have thought they had cased the joint or something crazy like that, but no, they just came in because they found a way to sneak through a 7-inch gap in one of my windows. Wow.
Wow. And are there any leads on the suspects at this point?
The police have some ideas, but they're still at large.
Hey, question, because, we now see you using this and go, my gosh, I want one of these right away. But what was it before that made you want to have one of these in your own home?
So what it was is that I had a friend who had the app on their phone, and they said something about how, oh, look, I can go check and see what my living room looks like right now. And it was kind of like almost like a throwaway bar gag almost, like, oh, look at this. And then I realized that it was live because it just so happened that their cat was walking by. And that to me was like, oh, that's pretty neat. And I'm relatively tech savvy myself, and I had a pretty simple webcam security cam setup, but it didn't have an app on top of it. I would have had to log into an FTP site in order to get into the feed and everything like that. And this alerts me to motion, so that's what made this Very cost-effective and quite ahead of anything I could have built myself.
Danny, you know, we sit here and we hear you say FTP, and I know what all that means, but my mom doesn't. And I'm asking you this. When you get this out of the box and you set it up at home, could anybody do this, or is this a complicated thing?
Yeah, so if it's really a pretty simple setup. If you're able to connect your computer to Wi-Fi, you are able to set this thing up.
Well, why don't you show
very
us?
Simple
We're going to run
settings.
it. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to show everybody. Danny, thank you so much for joining
Danny,
us.
thank you.
My
I'm glad
gosh,
you're
what
safe.
a compelling story,
Thank
right?
you.
Yeah.
Oh
Thank
my
you for
gosh,
sharing.
it's like I never wanted one of these because of privacy issues at home. I just don't like cameras in my house.
Yeah.
But now I want one of these. I mean,
Yeah.
this is such a compelling reason.
Yeah.
And then
Thank
to
you.
show you how, thank you, Danny, but let me just show you how this works. So right now on this iPad, and you could use an Android device, you could use an iPhone, or we're using this iPad, and look at that, live, it's like your own TV station at home.
Yeah, right.
You're seeing a 147-degree wide-angle lens. It's recommended that you place this near your main entrance of your home. If you have a big house, you'd want to get a couple more to cover your bases. But truth is, you're going to find, and that's a shot right here in the house,
very clear.
just around the corner. It's very clear. It's in
See
high
faces.
definition.
Yeah.
Now, if we were to turn off the lights, or if it's nighttime, it also has night vision capabilities inside of it.
Oh, wow.
And then I don't know if you noticed inside the YouTube video that Danny gave us, that let us hear the crooks inside. So that might help and lead to identifying
Is
who
it
they are.
recording the whole time?
Here's the thing. So you buy the device for $200. Then it's free to use the basic plan, which gives you the last 12 hours of recorded activity. It only records when it senses activity in your house, which is great. If you're not home, it alerts you just like it did for Danny. It comes on your device and you go, wait, let me see what's going on. If you are at home, it's smart enough to know not to alert you, that it knows you're at home and it doesn't need to, but it's still recording it. Now, you want to spend a little bit more money, $5 a month gives you 2 days. It's $10 for a week worth of saving video, or $30 for a month.
Sure.
So the price plan is affordable, but it's even affordable just for that free service. I think it's plenty useful for it.
Let me throw it to you. Ken, would you use this?
Well, it's like I'm like glued to you because we've had an issue. We have a weekend place, and over the course of we don't get up in a month, maybe once, twice a month. We notice like, oh, honey, you left the pillow on the sofa, or why didn't you pick up your beer bottles? He's like, I don't drink that brand of beer. We realized that when we weren't up there, someone was actually living
squatting
in
around.
our house,
my
and they would
God.
crazy. And so I was freaking out, and I started to look at these components, but it's like they've got 5 cameras and wires, and they cost a lot of money, and it was more than I could.
Okay, let me show you what you could have done.
Amazing.
Okay, if you had this and this happened, you'd have to have Wi-Fi. So if you have Wi-Fi at your
We do have
vacation home, you're
Wi-Fi.
good. Okay, you could just do this. This is a demonstration where I'm going to turn it sideways so that I can sound the siren, and it's going to sound in your home. You could be anywhere in the world, and this is what it sounds like. And it's 90 decibels.
In your house.
In your house.
That's gonna
You're
freak anybody
on the other
out.
side of the planet. And that might scare them away. I'm turning it off.
So that doesn't really alarm the police. It just...
No, but there's a button in the app that immediately lets you then go and say, hey, emergency call. Call the police, the fire department, or an ambulance.
I'm getting this.
I'm totally getting
this.
this.
Totally
Now they
getting
can't
taking
hear
the one
you
here.
say anything. There's no
You
vote.
can-
Can you talk back to him?
You can, but it's not recommended to do that. You don't want to startle regular people at home that this is not a device to use as a communication device. You really want to keep a focus on it being a watchdog for you.
We're going to send you to canary.is for more information. Of course, you go to this man's site, cyberguy.com, and you all sorts of FTP.
File transfer protocol.
Okay, whatever.
We'll have a
Whatever
party over it.
All right, coming up next, the Howe family reveals what it's like to become royalty, suddenly royal.